What up, though? This is Al at Chat Over Poker. Today, I want to talk about something. I want to tell you the truth about your poker face. What is it about your poker face that really works? Absolutely nothing. You know why? Because in poker, it's not about your poker face. It's about position. Position is everything. Position is everything. So I'm going to talk a little bit about position today for all of us novice poker players. I mean, we've all seen it. You've seen the movies. The poker face. The guy in the shades sitting back. The hoodie covered up. The face. They don't break a sweat. They don't do anything at all. They barely even move. And they're sitting there with 7-2 offsuit. Getting ready to trick somebody out of $1 million pot. It's cool. And for about 99% of us that watch it, it's completely irrelevant. Because when you think about it, it means nothing. It depends on your position on the table. That's what you need to pay attention to. Not to somebody's tail or something like that. Play the game if you want to and use it and make it seem like you're using it. But think about the position. Amateur players, in my opinion, I know I did this, spend so much time worrying about their hand, and like looking at people, like if their hands are shaking, if they're blinking too much. But the truth is, your poker face may be costing you money because it's distracting you from the real name of the game, which is position. Today I'm going to show you why your seat at the table matters more than any of your cards. Just mastering position and understanding position and how important it is. Even if you have the worst poker face in the room, it won't matter. Because it's about what? Position. You got it. So to start, what is position? So let's take a look at my graph here. So in this graph, I have a few hands sitting around the table itself. And I'm just gonna go through a little bit. Basically, we have this graph, and on this graph is your felt, the poker table that we all are used to. So in the poker table itself, we're gonna refer to them as people refer to them. So I'm gonna highlight, and you'll see people say UTG, which means under the gun and things like that. I'll talk a little bit about each of those and how this matters. So think of it like this. The earlier you are in position, usually the most danger you're in. The later in position you are, the better off you are. You can see from the graph you have here the button, the person that's actually the dealer. Next to the button's left, you'll see the small blind and the big blind. And then the most unimportant position again, on the poker table is the UTG, or the under the gun person. That's the person that's first to act. And if you're not careful, this is where it's costing you money. So it doesn't matter what this person looks like when they're sitting there at the poker table, what their face looks like. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. Because they're under the gun, they're first to act. Now that person, because they're in the weakest position, they have to watch the other 8 people. They don't know what the other 8 people are going to do. So they have to sit there and watch after they decide what they're going to do. So if you don't have a premium hand under the gun and play it correctly, you're costing yourself a lot of money. If you're sitting there and you've got a 7-8 offsuit or 7-8 suited, you thinking you're gonna make, let me tell you, you got all these other people around here under the gun too. You got all the others, the low jack and the high jack on the other end of the table. They all are gonna sit around and they could have a better hand. So you're in the weakest position when you're under the gun. Under the gun 1 and under the gun 2, very, very weak positions. And the closer you get to that button, the better off your position is in terms of where you are on the poker table. So with under the gun itself, think of it like this. You don't know anything about any of your players. You don't know anything at all. if we compared it to, say, the person that's last to act in this scenario, the person that's last to act knows everything about the table more than the person that's under the gun does. So when you think about it, the most dangerous position to have and the thing you got to be careful about, under the gun 1, and under gun 2. Those are the first 3 people to act. And the reason why it's the most dangerous, that's because you don't know what the other people are going to do that are on the table. You don't know what they have. And a lot of cases, if you don't have a significant hand that you think you're going to be able to run with in that position, in most cases you need to fold. If you're not folding, don't limp in trying to make a bet. You're going to fold, or you're going to bet probably double. You're probably going to bet 2 times the blind, whatever the blind is at that particular time. Like I said, it's the most dangerous position under the gun. I mean, you could sit there with ace jack, and then you got 3 other players behind you. They could have ace king, they could have pocket queens, they got pocket aces. There's no telling. So when you're under the gun, it's most important that you pay attention to the hands that you have and play them accordingly. Under the gun 1, under the gun 2. Now, when we get over to the middle position, those are what we call basically the low jack and hijack. A little better position because now you're closer toward the end. Now, if you got a hand, and if you watch the under the gun person fold, hopefully, the under the gun 1 person fold, under gun 2 might have bet whatever they did. Now in a low jack and a hijack, now it's your turn to act. You got to look at your hands as well and be careful about it. Got to be very, very careful, because you still have other people after you that are going to play, even though you're low jack and a hijack. So middle positions are good, better than the first position, the first person to act. In the middle position, you have a little bit better of a chance of creating a hand and making that hand work for you. Just think of it like this. The person that's closest to the right and at the button has the superpower. Think about it. The person with the button is usually one of the last few people to act. So now I'm sitting at the button. I've got my small blind and my big blind sitting next to me, and then you've got everybody else that's active. Now me at the button. Anybody to the left of the button of the first 2 positions to the left of the button have the superpower. So if I'm at the button, I can use my superpower and say, okay, this person didn't bet. This person limped in. This person bet double. I wonder, can his hand beat my pocket aces, per se? I think he probably has queens, or she has queens or kings or whatever, but I got aces. So maybe I should bet, So then myself and the button, I'm going to bet. Next to the button, you've got the small blind and the big blind. Next 2 people to act. If they don't have a premium hand, they're in most cases going to fold. But the key is the button, small blind, and big blind are basically superpower individuals when it comes to poker, because they get to watch everybody else act at that table before they even get a chance to bet or act or whatever the case they're going to do. So it's very, very important. So very important for us as amateurs, just to remember, tighten up. So if you're at the under the gun 1, under the gun 2, you want to play tight. You want to make sure that you're paying attention to everything that's going on the table along with your other people. Don't pay attention to whether or not they have the poker face. Just pay attention to how they bet as they go throughout the session that you're going through itself. And as you get toward the later positions on the table, you can loosen up a bit. You have a few more options you can play, a few more hands you can play, a little bit better than you could if you were the first person to act. So just in conclusion, I hope that this helped you understand the game a little bit better. Hit the like button, subscribe to Chat Over Poker. We're here to help from the amateur side of the table. And then trying to help you win, just like myself. Leave a comment below. What's one of the hands you always play, even when you know you shouldn't? Mine is always a Jack 7. I don't know what it is about Jacks and 7s, offsuit. I can't help it. I usually play them, and I probably shouldn't. It's probably cost me more money. I know it's cost me more money than it's made me. So, but thanks for watching, and I see you on the film. What up, though?